Most people believe millionaires are born different, smarter, luckier, more connected. That's the story they tell themselves when wealth passes them by. The reality is far more uncomfortable because it means anyone could become wealthy if they simply changed how they think. The difference between two people earning the same salary, where one becomes financially free while the other struggles with debt, is rarely about education or opportunities alone. It is mostly about mindset, discipline, and long-term thinking. This truth terrifies people because it removes the excuse of circumstance. Your financial future isn't determined by what you earn. It's determined by what you believe about money. Understanding your money blueprint. The first hidden element of the millionaire mindset is understanding that your beliefs about money were programmed long before you earned your first dollar. Negative thoughts about money, programmed into our heads all our lives, repel wealth, and these very negative thoughts and beliefs ultimately lead to unproductive or self-sabotaging behavior that keeps you from being successful. Most people never become millionaires because they're sabotaging themselves at a subconscious level. They saw their parents struggle financially. They heard conversations about not having enough. They absorbed the belief that wealth was for other people. These beliefs became their financial blueprint, a script they follow unconsciously their entire lives. And external strategies like budgeting or investing won't work long-term unless your internal blueprint aligns with wealth. This is why some people with high incomes remain broke. They earn well but unconsciously find ways to spend everything. Their blueprint says they're not the type of person who stays wealthy. So their behavior, guided by that belief, prevents wealth accumulation. Understanding this shift is the first step toward changing it. You must identify your money beliefs, challenge them, and intentionally rewire them. When you hear yourself saying, "I'll never understand investing," that's your blueprint speaking. When you think, "Rich people are greedy," that's your blueprint guiding your decisions away from wealth. Your mindset makes all the difference, and reprogramming yourself with optimistic thoughts about yourself, positive thoughts about money, and strategies of the wealthy in order to adopt a millionaire mindset is the first and most important step in financial advancement. The abundance versus scarcity divide. The second hidden mindset is the difference between abundance and scarcity thinking. A scarcity mindset believes there's never enough money, opportunities, or luck. It makes people cling to security, fear competition, and avoid risk. An abundance mindset, however, sees opportunity everywhere and believes wealth grows through creativity, collaboration, and value creation. These two mindsets produce completely different behaviors and therefore completely different financial outcomes. Someone with scarcity mindset sees a wealthy person and feels threatened. Someone with abundance mindset sees a wealthy person and asks how they got there. Someone with scarcity mindset avoids investing because they might lose money. Someone with abundance mindset invests because they understand the cost of not investing is inflation and missed compounding. Instead of saying, "I can't afford this," millionaires ask, "How can I afford this?" That single question sparks innovation rather than limitation. The questions you ask yourself determine the answers your brain seeks. Ask limiting questions and your brain finds limitations. Ask expanding questions and your brain finds opportunities. This is why if you constantly think in terms of lack, your actions will mirror it: limited, cautious, and fearful. But when you think abundantly, you look for ways to grow, not to survive. Warren Buffett demonstrates this mindset perfectly. His famous quote captures this mindset: "Be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful." When others are euphoric, he remains cautious and avoids speculative bubbles, refusing to invest in overhyped stocks. During the 2008 financial crisis, when everyone panicked, Buffett invested billions. His abundance mindset saw opportunity where others saw catastrophe. This isn't luck. This is a mindset that interprets the same event completely differently and takes action accordingly. The discipline that defeats motivation. The third hidden element is understanding that millionaires don't rely on motivation. Motivation is temporary and unreliable. Millionaires value discipline over motivation because motivation fluctuates while discipline endures. They follow daily routines, budget wisely, and stay focused even when results are slow. This seems simple until you realize most people do the opposite. They rely entirely on motivation and wonder why they fail when motivation disappears. Small, consistent habits compound over time. Saving $10 a day, reading 10 pages daily, or improving your skill by 1% each day might seem small, but over a year, the results are exponential. Oprah Winfrey built her empire through disciplined daily practices. Warren Buffett reads 5 to 6 hours every single day, rain or shine, motivation or not. This isn't inspired work. This is disciplined work. The millionaire mindset understands that discipline creates freedom. Without it, even the most ambitious dreams collapse under inconsistency. the value creation over income obsession. The fourth hidden mindset is focusing on creating value rather than earning income. Wealth flows to those who solve problems effectively. And instead of asking, how can I make more money? The millionaire asks, whose problems can I solve and how well can I solve them? This shift completely changes your financial trajectory. The mindset of rich people is not just about making more money. It's about seeing money as a tool, a resource, and a means to an end, not an end in itself. When you focus on income, your actions center on extracting money from situations. When you focus on value creation, your actions center on solving problems better than anyone else. Ironically, this focus on value creation produces far more income. People pay generously for genuine solutions. The truly wealthy don't just chase dollars, they create value. This is why Jeff Bezos didn't start Amazon to become rich. He started it because he saw inefficiency in retail. That focus on solving the problem created unimaginable wealth. Steve Jobs didn't focus on making money from smartphones. He focused on creating devices that felt magical to use. That focus on value creation made him a billionaire. The calculated risk-taking that separates winners. The fifth hidden element is understanding that millionaires aren't risk-takers. They're calculated risk-takers. Successful entrepreneurs are not risk-takers. They are calculated risk-takers. This is the key concept that separates financial success from financial failure. Oprah Winfrey left her stable job as co-anchor of the 6 o'clock news in Baltimore to host a third-rate talk show in Chicago. This sounds like reckless risk, but it was calculated. She had experience in broadcasting. She understood the industry. She believed in her ability. The take-home message from these success stories is that successful entrepreneurs are not risk-takers. They are calculated risk-takers. To be an effective financial decision-maker, you need to take calculated risks, and that means asking yourself each step of the way how you can minimize losses and cognitive, reappraising your negative reactions when losses happen. Most people avoid risk entirely because they feel discomfort. Millionaires take calculated risks because they've thought through worst-case scenarios and decided they can survive them. This removes the emotional paralysis that prevents most people from building wealth. The long-term vision that changes everything. The final hidden mindset is thinking in decades instead of quarters. A classic illustration of the billionaire mindset is the ability to invest in a project that may not yield a return for 10 or 20 years. They are not chasing the next quarterly earnings report, but building a legacy, a business that will last for generations. This is where ordinary investors and millionaire investors fundamentally diverge. Unlike many traders who react emotionally to stock price fluctuations, Buffett has mastered patience, emotional control, and independent thinking. He does not let fear drive him to sell during market crashes, nor does he get caught up in speculative manias. Warren Buffett's philosophy is simple. Someone is sitting in the shade today because someone planted a tree long ago. Wealth requires patience, not luck. This isn't profound in its words, it's profound in its implications. Most people are planting seeds they'll never see grow because they're obsessed with immediate results. Millionaires plant seeds for their children and grandchildren. This long-term vision eliminates the desperation that leads to poor financial decisions. The mindset that changes everything. These 6 hidden mindsets work together as a system. The difference between two people earning the same salary is rarely about education or opportunities alone. It is mostly about mindset, discipline, and long-term thinking. Your financial future isn't about your intelligence or luck. It's about your beliefs, your discipline, and your willingness to think differently about time and money. The wealth around you was created by people with this mindset. They didn't inherit magic. They inherited an entirely different way of thinking about problems, opportunities, money, and time. The extraordinary news is that you don't need to inherit anything. You can adopt this mindset immediately. Start identifying your limiting beliefs. Start asking abundance questions. Start practicing daily discipline. Start creating value instead of chasing income. Start thinking in decades instead of days. This mindset shift is available to anyone. It costs nothing and it changes everything.